we back with another video. It is the weekly send-off. It's the weekly send-off. I might do. I don't know. This is the weekly send-off. What you may have to deal with this week. What you might have to deal with for the week. What you might have to deal with for the week. Let's see. Can y'all see the cards? Let's see. Can y'all see? They're close as hell up on this camera. Alright, we're gonna see what's y'all gotta deal. You got the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck. It ain't no sunlight outside. I got my light down. We're gonna see what's coming. Emotional, mental, or obstacles that may be on the table. Emperor. Standing firm in a position. 10 of Wands. You got 2 of Cups reverse. Mother of Cups. Okay. Empress reverse. Ace of Pentacles. Son of Pentacles. 6 of Swords. Let's see what else comes out. 10 of Pentacles. Can you specifically see? Look at that, 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands. Damn, I still need one more. Damn. The Hermit. Some of y'all may be dealing with a Virgo, Aries, Aquarius. Or a water sign. Let me see, can I scoot this back? Or emotional matters. Trying to scoot it down, prop it down just a little bit low. Wait a minute. There we go. It's so ghetto. But now, let me push you back up. Like this. Baby. Baby. Girl. Not today. I think we should have left it like how it was. Okay. Boom. Alright, okay. 7 of Wands for the overall mood or whatever the case may be. Somebody may be in a situation where they can't make an affirmative decision. One that's gonna be damn, can y'all see me? Nope. Can I see me? Nope. You can't see me. 7 of Wands. I got 7 of Wands in reverse. Somebody might be in a position where they can't make an affirmative decision. Like somebody doesn't see, like when it comes to choices, like which one could really ignite the flame. Somebody may have like a lot of options on the table, but they don't know which one is going to choose when it comes to a viable source. You got 10 of Wands here. You hear me say it. You got the Empress reverse. You have the Ace of Pentacles, and you got the 9 of Cups. So it seems like somebody may be in a position where they may be scattered all over the place, or just submerged mentally, or just doing a lot of things. Like somebody may need a sense of light, beacon, aspiration, hope, because you have the Empress and the Ace of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. So it seems like a situation isn't fulfilling as it used to be, or somebody needs a sense of light, love, or nourishment, or whatever the case may be. It could be that somebody is losing the attachment to a sort of an environment. Like say for you've been in a rocky mentally space where it's just been like very clouded, dark, where you just been trying to meditate or breach through a certain experience. It seems like it may be a little dark for you at one point, and you just like, ugh, you know, I need a sense of light. And that's where it seems like it's not happening right now when it comes to, it may be money matters, or it could be relationship matters, or it could just be with earthly type things, you know, the nouns, people, places, things, and those sense of objects. You got the 2 of Cups here, so it could be a sense of some relationship or connection that you have. You got the Son of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of like damn, I said I was gonna do a love reading, but I didn't want to. It kind of give me that. It could be relationships or personal growth, because you got 10 of Pentacles here as well as the Moon. So it could be some aspects of personal relationships. Because with this, with the rainbow that's on top and the Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of like whatever decision is gonna be made, somebody is still gonna be unhappy. Like that's what it is. It's kind of like Somebody may feel unhappy, like say for instance if it's some sort of ending for it's like an ending that brings in a spout of a new beginning, like that cycle that's being completed. It highlights some area that wasn't, it highlights something that wasn't like getting the attention it needs. So say for instance you was going through some sort of breakup, whatever the case may be, you and two people, it kind of like, even if it goes sour or the miscommunication that happened, it's kind of like time away to access it. It puts somebody in a better mind frame to see it from a higher perspective. You got the Mother of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, and the Moon. That's also, you got Pisces, Scorpio, Aquarius, Virgo, and something else. But it could be a situation in a family matter where you hear me say for it's money, or finding exactly what it is that you love, or it could be the emotional aspects though, because I'm saying it kind of gives me like the emotional aspects though, like somebody's been in a dark place or mentally not seeing the light in something, finding a way to breach through, especially with this 9 of Cups. Constant pouring interests into certain things, but they look cups though, so you know it's just all about what you do, how you do. I bet somebody just pour it all into one cup and be fulfilled, versus just constantly coming back getting 1, 2, 3, 4 and not getting what it is that you need, like the number of times. But that's why I say you got the Mother of Cups and the Mother of Swords. It seems like it's some situation that requires both, like empathy, logic, understanding, higher knowledge, but it's just the fear of the unknown. Like the Moon isn't illuminating the things right now, because that's why I said somebody may be going through a dark time, because when the sun is out and when it goes down, guess what comes out? The Moon. But that ain't the Moon though, this the Mother of Wands. You got the Star in reverse. I said they go Aquarius energy. 3 of Swords, 3 of Cups. I can't count no Roman numerals, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of Wands. Won't you give us one more try? Oh, that's 5 of Wands. 2 of Wands. I'm saying it like y'all gonna say it back. Say backpack. Here it is. Capricorn energy in the world. Yep. Somebody going through, it kind of gives me like some sense of, it could be emotional and mental crisis, being bound and tethered to some sort of pain or whatever the case may be, versus happiness. Especially with this with the 8 of Wands being reversed, it's kind of like slowly over time, like coming back to an emotional type state, or love, or a sense of separation. It's kind of like that attention. Maybe you don't know what it is that a person may bring to you, because you got 5 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. You hear me say 4, it's like the balancing type energy, because you know Wands is all about creativeness, like doing, drive, like doing too much. You hear me say, that's why I said it did give me that, like doing too much, putting too many eggs in one basket. Like I could see if it was one basket that was fulfilled, like you got a whole lot of eggs that was being fulfilled in that moment for one situation, but it doesn't give me that, because the Empress is, upright. So it's not bringing no fruitful situations. You got the Father of Swords, you got the Devil, and you have the World. That's what I said. Maybe just doing too much over time. Somebody burnt out. You hear me say, especially with this Father of Swords, the Devil, and the World. Like this sense of control. It just gives me... Wait a minute, let me see what this... before I speak too soon. Yep. 8 of Cups. It's the emotional aspects. Maybe dealing with somebody that got a lot of earth in their chart, or you may be dealing with earthly type matters, because when people in most cases try to deal with humans, or a lot of them, especially in earthly matters, trying to please the needs of everybody, it can be a lot. It's like some sense of emotional detachment. And it's kind of like somebody got to lose something in order to recognize what it is that they have to gain. That's what it kind of gives me though. So it could be you with a situation with somebody else or something, because you got Judgment, Temperance, and the Fool in reverse, because it seems like here the sense of spiritual awakening, the sense of fertility, hope, things bringing to you. Somebody is still in the phase of fear, like, not wanting to take that risk. Oh, I'm still a baby bird, this is not going to work, this is this. Like, somebody is overwhelmed with that sense of pessimism versus saying I will, this can change, this, they're just more fretting over the mundane type of things. Oh, y'all, my vocabulary coming back. Bam, bam, bam. But you got the Eight of Cups, though. It takes this emotional awakening. It does. It takes this sense of emotional awakening. Damn, they got one. The Magician, yep. What that is? 1, 2, 3, 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles and the Magician. That's what it is. It's control. It's control and the need to dictate certain outcomes or whatever the case may be. Somebody may be going through a sense of a spiritual awakening or some enlightenment, or you're missing a sense of relationship or connecting or wanting some sense of love. But here, this is somebody that wants to play out the outcome of certain things, like the alchemy, like trying to see how certain situations can blend. Maybe doing a little too much. That's why somebody may be a little bit too tired, instead of relaxing and letting the metaphysical do what it does. You know how people say manifestation, think it, breathe it, be it, see it, that type of thing. But that's honest, though, when you want certain things. Like, you put it into action, you apply for it. But if it doesn't require a sense of stress, it doesn't need that. So that's what's, it's kind of like an alchemy type period. It really is. It's like this alchemy. Let's go. Because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I had to learn how to run my Roman numerals. Don't judge me. Mother of Wands. That's what I said. Somebody's very smothering, defensive. Somebody's very smothering, defensive, chaotic. Somebody loves me, baby. Damn. Oh, them just flipped. All right. Ooh. 8 of Cups came out upright. You got 8 of Cups, 7 of Swords, and the 2 of Pentacles. That's what it is. It could be some sense of control. Like, if it's a sense of relationship, it's kind of like somebody really can't really get to know somebody. It's kind of like they always keep something hidden or suppressed, especially when it comes to the emotions. Or when it comes to their emotional damage, it's kind of like no matter how shitty a situation may be, it's like somebody never really, gives. Somebody never really gives in that moment. The 2 of Pentacles, so a situation can grow. It's kind of like, no, I'm going to keep this to myself. You may be dealing with somebody who always, you know how Scorpios do that. Well, really, I can't say that. This earth sign energy. Earth signs do that, or whatever the case may be, where they find out certain shit and they hold it against you. And sometimes they can be a little bit apathetic. Yep. And they use it against you. So that's why I say it's kind of like that type of thing. So it's like that energy that it does give me, though. It's like this balance. It's a sense of control, this need to do. It doesn't give me like control in the instance to where it's bad. It's kind of like the need to do good, to look good, to feel good, like that type of energy. That's what it kind of gives me, though. But also, you got somebody who's very smothering, like somebody needs room to breathe. Breathe. Damn. You got Mother of Wands reverse, Daughter of Pentacles, High Priestess reverse, 6 of Wands. You have the 4 of Swords, 8 of Swords reverse, 3 of Wands reverse, and the Chariot reverse. Yeah. So we're going to break these two down. Mother of Wands, Daughter of Pentacles, High Priestess. That there just gives me a long where you hear me say, it's like somebody walk. Child, let me take a seat. It's weird because if you're dealing with a sense of relationship and you walked away from somebody finna turn back around and they finna say, oh my God, I'm this. It's kind of like they were going to reveal so much of themselves because it's in a sense of, oh, you're finally gone, right? Because it goes back to this 6 of Wands, you're being free. It's like trying to build that sense of a personal connection with this person. I don't like that. I told you, I don't like that shit. Because if you're going to do something, you're going to do something. This is tricky. This is manipulation. I'm surprised. I see what else comes out. But it's this. Six of Wands, like somebody's being free, like they're rising. It's like this sense of happiness. I don't like that when people be saying you happy, and then you have those scragglers where you hear me say, go check out my blog, where you hear me say new level, same devil. So it's kind of like that type of energy where you have to deal with those type of people. You hear me say sacrificing your own innocence or your inner beauty or worth or the innocence of fertility, where you hear me talk about children, or just self. Like that's that naivety sometimes. Then you got the Ace of Swords one reverse. My bad. You got Ace of Swords, Three of Wands, and a Chariot. That's why I said it's the same thing. Somebody wants to return back, to come back, to rebuild. Oh, well, we could have did it this way. We could have did it this way, or whatever the case may be. I don't like that, though. I don't like that, though, honey. I don't. Because it's like this newness, this new beginning, this new start. But it's slow. It's not at a nice space. It's just a return. You hear me say it's that chariot energy. And you know how water signs do that, especially when it comes to Cancers. They can be very passive aggressive, holding on to certain experiences or emotions, so they can return back to the same things that are no longer serving them, especially when it comes to the emotional baggage. So they can say, no, don't leave me. You know how water signs can do that? I'm one myself, a Scorpio. So it can be like, oh my God, don't leave me, I love you, I'm gonna change. And then boom, now you sucker back into a situation where you feel like you could have just probably did better by walking away. So somebody either got earth or water in their church. That's it, in their church. Five of Swords, that's why I say you cutting yourself thin. It's like it's two sides to every story. It's cutting yourself in thin. You may feel like obligating or working with this person. It requires a lot. It requires a lot. Somebody got to be willing to sacrifice or give in this type of moment. You got the Tower moment. Yep. Scorpio card in reverse. Four of Wands. Son of Cups. Yeah. Six of Cups. Justice reverse. That's why I say it's the same situation. Sorry to tell you. It's repeat offenders up in here. I'm sorry. Somebody can't see the situations. Maybe when it comes to you and somebody, you keep repeating the same thing. They just don't understand that some things are just black and white. You know, you have those people who come try to do something over and over and over again, and they try to repair after this. Like, this is where that damaged, toxic Scorpio, I done too much, let me go back, my emotions came in, I got out the way, oh, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna do all this, I'm gonna prove I'm loyal to you, all those different types of things, or whatever the case may be, because of hot-headed type nature. Now, it doesn't have to be a Scorpio, you could be any person that does this, but I'm just using this from their perspective. So, oh my God, I did too much, let me go back and let me see how I can do it, right? But it's this here. This may have been you when you was with them, the Six of Cups reverse, where it was like the past, where it wasn't nothing flourishing. That's why I say it gives me this energy of what I'm telling you. It's like this newness, this awareness, this brightness, and somebody wants to come back to take. This is what they possibly may see in a situation. Well, just give it one more shot. Let's give it one more shot. Like that type of energy. It really does. Why I feel like somebody in the backyard watching me. They do. Give me that though. Where they at? All right, you got. What that is? One, two, three, four. This is the Eight of Swords. My bad. That's the Eight of Swords. Ten of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Yep. I'm all cried out. Nine of Swords reverse. Son of Wands. They gift the gab. Two of Swords and the Mother of Pentacles. They're going to give the gab. What we got on the bottom of the deck? Five of Cups. So you may be with somebody that's like destroys a lot of things and they think about the consequences after. That there can be very dangerous when you're dealing with people like that. Like some situations have to be meant to be torn down. Like you may be mourning about a situation of a past or something that did not work out, but it has to move in a situation. It has to move in a new direction for you and this individual. Really just give me that, especially with this Eight of Swords. Like you hear me say that metamorphosis, like going through the process of blossoming. Like, so it may be the pain of a situation that puts you into this position to where you may be hanging on to that pain. May have said, oh, but this hurted. Yeah, let me go back and let me fix this. Because you got the Ten of Wands, because being stuck in that same cycle, like going down that rabbit hole, like nothing is illuminated. It's like you're not climbing the stairs, you're not taking a risk. It's not like it's that submerging that brings in that deep clarity, because it's that Nine of Swords, the Son of Wands, You hear me say, getting to the bottom of everything, or just ruining things. It's that ruining shit. I don't want to do it no more. I overthought it. I overthink it. I did a lot. Let me come back to you. Yes. Like that type of energy. I promise I'm going to be a good boy. I don't know where the fuck that came from, but just go with it. Two of Swords and the Mother of Pentacles, like forcing somebody to see. It's forced, like they're seeing some sort of truth. Look at the Five of Cups. Look at him. He's there. Like the Five of Cups is there because he's so used to like that Eeyore spirit. Y'all don't know who Eeyore is from Winnie the Pooh. He always was sad. And it was like, oh my God. You know, it's like, ugh. I used to hate when they used to hang out with him when I was a child. They always just try to cater to him a whole lot. And they used to do everything he wanted to do sometimes. And then they would leave him out. And then they'll say, oh, I did this. And then he would be like, you know, somebody maybe like that. Three of Pentacles and a Hierophant. That's why I said it's there. Learning how to coexist as a team or whatever the case may be. Like, if it's a work dynamic, because the money looks good, if it's a work dynamic or whatever the case may be, it's really just somebody that you hear me say that's dealing with a sense of control. Like maybe they don't feel heard in a sense, or they maybe feel like they're not learning, or they're not this person, like they're just beaking this asset. Like that's the energy it kind of just give me though. And then it's this coexisting, like somebody may make mountains out of molehills. It's different personalities. Like this is the sense where you hear me say that control, where the Empress comes into play. Where once upon a time it was loving, it was a vibrational experience, it was okay, you know, all those different types of things. But after a while, the trees withered. They didn't flourish. You know what I'm saying? Like things just start going away. Strength. That's what it says. It's some sort of separation. Somebody coming back. But it's tricky when you're dealing with that. If it's a relationship or you want to repair that. Ten of Pentacles. No, that's a Nine of Pentacles. My bad. Somebody coming back. I don't know if it's a surety, because it's kind of like if it's business and there was no problem with business contracts or whatever the case may be. That's cool. Somebody probably need a sabbatical, right? Ten of Wands. Somebody probably felt Ten of Swords. Somebody felt tired, overdrawn, not heard. Like they probably need a sense of vacation, right? If it's no money problems. But if the relationship was rooted into money and not nothing else, it's kind of like this person is returning because it's kind of like, I miss my good thing. And that's what you hear me say, I don't like. Father of Pentacles. It's risky. They weren't a giver. They weren't mature. They wasn't understanding. Like, that's what it was. Just give me selfish energy. And it doesn't have to be in a financial type asset. It could be emotionally. Strength, Five of Swords upright, Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups reversed. That's why I said somebody finally recognized that they constantly putting themselves in that mountain, trying to be strong, or always need to have this sense of power that it cuts them in half. Two, I'm telling you, like it cuts them in half. The sense of power because it drains somebody. With this Five of Pentacles, shit, my seat ain't tall enough, so bear with me. But this energy of needing to be in a sense of control or not knowing how to align themselves with the pack and coexist. So somebody feels like they have to be two separate people instead of being a whole. That's what it is with the Five of Pentacles. Like you hear me say, it's like a light that's not being there, but also you hear me say when I see this card, it kind of gives me like you probably need to drink some water more, implicate more things like that. Somebody may be dehydrated. So that turn the cups down if you into drinking or some alcohol. Like probably after each drink you drink or alcohol, you need to probably drink some water. I don't know. But that possibly could be the situation though. It really does give me that though, but and it kind of gives me like a neediness. I want to say that it's a neediness though, because when somebody doesn't know their worth and you constantly have to pour into them, especially emotionally, and they're in a dark place, that's a lot because it can take from you if you're not making sure that you're getting the proper nourishments that you need as an individual and as an earthly being. So it's a lot though. You hear me say somebody probably, or you may be just going through a season where you kind of like, my flowers ain't blooming. And it's the summertime though. So it could be like some sense of seasonal depression or whatever situation or whatever that make you put your head down, you know. That's what kind of give me though. But this here, if it's a job aspect, it look like somebody needed a sense of break. somebody's ready to come back from a sense of sabbatical. But it's kind of like at the same time, it's like needing to learn how to work together, like to climb above this mountain because somebody makes mountains out of molehills. And then too, you hear me say that's the Holy Trinity for me. That's the mind, body, and spirit. Like somebody needs to learn how to be in tune with themselves, like know what they need emotionally, know who they value for it spiritually, and just the body, what they put into it, or situations where they walk themselves, or who you have sex with, who you sleep with, certain situations, like that's what you do. And that's why I say you see that here, the strength, you hear me say, needing to learn how to coexist with others, know how to lead the pack. And maybe a masculine energy where you hear me say knowing how to lead, because of the masculine energy doesn't know how to lead. He takes, he especially takes advantage of others. He cannot be the best communicative, just emotionless. That's what kind of gives me. Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. As I say, it's emotionless. It's there. It's there. And I tell people all the time, you got to be mindful of what you put out, because you get that right back. Father of Pentacles again. Ooh. Four of Cups reverse. Trying not to stand up. I need to angle it, motherfucker, my arm. I'm trying to angle it. Shit. But you got Father of Pentacles, Four of Clubs. You know what I'm saying? I said it could be a relationship though, but it could be somebody. They feel like they missed some sort of opportunity with a person or someone, and somebody's trying to redo something or whatever the case may be. And somebody may have been a little bit sneaky though. I don't know why I'm getting it with the fox and the rat. Somebody's a little sneaky person though. Like they travel from here to there, like rat droppings. Like have you ever seen it? They sneak around. Hermit. Somebody sneaks around a lot. They sneaky. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. That's why I said this seems like a self battle. This is that vicious, hard-headed ass energy. I'm just playing. True story. I'm just saying. But this is that hard-headed energy though. It does give me that though. Daughter of Wands. Gives me big Leo energy. I'm sorry. It just came out. It did. It does give me that. I'm just playing. But it could be any fire sign. Okay. But you got, I'm telling you, it's the Father of Pentacles. This is somebody that doesn't know how to give, like, when it comes to time, emotion, certain aspects. It's like they want some sort of new opportunity or whatever the case may be. Like somebody finally sees a situation, but it's kind of like they're sneaky about it. Like they may have done sneaky things in the past. That's why I say it didn't give me like the energy of to trust so fast, so soon, because it's the Hermit. Like that type of energy, it's reverse. Like it may have been time and effort that you may put in. It may have been an 8-year relationship, maybe a 4-year relationship. Don't know, but it kind of just gives me this energy of where it's kind of like somebody feels like it's a wasted endeavor. And you hear me say, it may be you. If you were probably a bad person, you probably were operating in a sense of your shadow. You may be defending yourself to high key a lot, to where this person may finally get it though. You know how sometimes you have to be nasty and mean and vile towards certain people? Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do, to defend what is yours. And the spider will do this. I'm telling you, she will. She's vicious, she's strong, she has a keen perspective to a lot of things. And when it's not in focus, she can focus on the wrong things. So that's why I said somebody, it's a little sneaky. Oh, it's a raccoon in the backyard. Bitch, I'm gone. We ending this fucking video. No ma'am. This is the Father of Cups here. Ten of Cups reverse. Daughter of Wands. You got the Lovers, the Daughter of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. That's what I said. It's this sense of olive branch. It's this olive branch that somebody's extending. There you go, the Hangman. That's why I said it's an olive branch. It's an extension. Somebody's trying to return, to come back. Yep. Please just go the other way. I ain't got time for a raccoon. But, yeah, I'm in the backyard. It's a raccoon out here. I'm about to just dip for a minute. I really am. But it gives me that, though. I'm telling you. Father of Cups, Ten of Wands, and then it's this, the Lovers, And the Daughter of Cups, it's a relationship, it's a connection. It could be with a child, it could be with another person, but it does give me this energy that somebody is ready to come back to offer a sense of an olive branch because somebody sees a connection. But the Hangman was reversed. It's a repetitive action. That's why I said it didn't give me where somebody was fully trying to heal to fix a situation. Now, at the same time, if you're in a work environment with somebody and they constantly taking off work or this is this and they can't show up, I think at that moment you got to find an arrangeable situation to be able to work with them in their schedule, because maybe it may be something going on as this individual, but it's kind of like, all right, we need to come up with something in the meantime, in between time, because it's not going to continuously keep working. Then on the flip side, it just gives me this sabbatical. Somebody needed time to breathe, like that. But you got somebody else where you're in a relationship or some friendship, or you experiencing some disconnect with somebody where you have to get really nasty with them and they're trying to come back at this moment, and you kind of plague, or you may take the good gesture as an offering of a hand because you think somebody, you think this person may be for real this time. And that's a tricky place, because I tell you, they give me that sense of energy. So it's kind of hard when you're trying to distinguish the two, because if you're so accustomed to that. But I think with the Empress being reversed, I think that energy alone, I think you recognize that, hey, it's not going to work for me anymore. That's what I said, it's all about learning. You may be looking at some learned behaviors, instances, a third party, maybe going to a psychiatrist, counselor, therapist. You may be diagnosing or doing an introspective in this moment for yourself. So if this video seems short, I'm going to take off running because there's a raccoon in the back.